Hi, I'm asked all the time how I book parties on the spot at my booth events. It's something that I have become comfortable with, and I want to share that with you. My name's Lisa Jewett. I've been with UBAM for over 10 years, and this is booking parties at booths. You're going to need three tools. One is a booth slip. Mine has a scale of 1 to 5. How interested are you in? And it has the party, the party, the joining, all those questions on it. Number 2, I have an open date card that has my available dates, or the dates I want to work and the times I have available. It's separate from my calendar. And number 3 is just the pure love of our books and a passion to promote literacy to every child and home in our nation. So, armed with those three things, here is my booth script, quote unquote, and it's exactly what I say, and I say it multiple times a day at a booth. Number 1, you have someone come up in your booth. Yay, we got a customer or got someone interested. And I always ask, are you familiar with our books? Are you familiar with Usborne Books and More? One of those two questions. If they say no, oh wow, that's a gold mine. I'll say, well, Usborne Books and More, we produce educational books for children from the infants all the way up to young adults. Excuse me. And it's also a home-based business. So I do parties where you can earn free and discounted books. So if that's something that interests you, let me know. And then I step back and I just let them browse, and I watch. They might have questions. They might have, if they have little ones with them, I will engage in small talk. If they're wearing a funny hat, I will, comment on that. Just be genuinely interested in them as a person and not as a target, if that makes sense. We're not fishing for customers. We're enticing customers to come look. And that goes into your display, but that's another thing. If they say, yes, I am familiar with them, I'll go, oh, wonderful. Do you have a favorite book? What books have you gotten? Oh, so you know that we do parties where you can earn free and discounted books. And sometimes they tell me no, that they didn't know that we could do parties. I'm like, oh my goodness, yes, you can have your own party and you can earn free and discounted books. Is that something that sounds like that would be of interest to you? And then I just wait for them to answer. If they are familiar, sometimes depending upon the vibe I'm getting, I may ask, so have you had your own party yet? Or when is your party scheduled? And you just have to kind of feel people out. Now, once they're browsing around, they may buy something, they may not. I always ask, would you like an invite to my customer community? And they'll go, oh, what's that? I said, well, basically I have a Facebook group on Facebook, but I send that link to you via text, and you can choose to join or not. But I also have a customer list who I notify of special events and sales and such. And 9.5 times out of 10, they say, sure. So I hand them my booth slip. And as they already know, I'm going to send them something via text. And as they're filling out their name and their phone number, I let them know. I said, now, if any of those questions down below interest you, just let me know. And that's all I say about any of that. I don't ask for a party. I don't mention anything about, I've always said, if you're interested, let me know. So they'll go through, and I have very few people who don't indicate if they're interested or not. So when I have a 1 to 5 scale on my booth slips. So when I get a 4 or a 5, I say, oh, Sarah, would you like to look at my open dates I have available? And that's when I show them the open date card. And I would say 75% of the time they'll say sure, and they go ahead and pick a date. The other 25% need me to follow back up with them because they don't keep their planner on their phone. Believe it or not, there are people who don't do that. I am one of them. I use a paper planner, and I have my open date card. My phone calendar is just to figure out what day it is. And I'm not alone in that. And your customers are not alone in that. So those that pick a date, I have a hostess pack I give to them right then. And I send them within 24 hours a confirmation of the date and time. And I'll let them know I'll be back in touch about 10 days ahead of time. And that is how I book parties on the spot. So I hope that helps. Any questions, feel free to message me.